is International Human Rights Day. So ICAN, you've chosen a fantastic night to celebrate, which is very much in line of what we are talking about when we talk about the abolition of nuclear weapons. But we are here to celebrate ICAN being awarded the 2017 Nobel Peace Prize for, and I quote, its work to draw attention to the catastrophic humanitarian consequences of any nuclear weapons and for its groundbreaking efforts to achieve a treaty-based prohibition. I would like to also start by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land we meet on and pay my respects to their elders, both past and present, and also to the leader of the Australian Greens, Richard Di Natale, and also to the member for Bruce, federal member for Bruce, Julian Hill, and my very good friend Julian Hill being here with us tonight, and for all of the past speakers who have given us a very informative view of what tonight is all about. But also, of course, to those incredible founders of ICAN, who would not have made tonight, or indeed this issue that we are sharing and talking about globally, possible without that grassroots support that started in Carlton and has continued with the current board, who I also pay tribute to tonight. So congratulations to those co-founders. To Karina and Rose Lester, thank you for continuing to share your family's story. However horrific it is so important that we learn and future generations learn that history here in Australia. Well, what an incredible achievement and impact ICAN have had on this now new treaty. One which I am so pleased has been recognised by the Nobel Committee. And whilst Australia continues to stand on the sidelines of progress on this issue, it is gratifying to know that there are groups like ICAN that will represent the views of so many Australians where their own government will not. As a Labor Senator, though, I am very proud of the progress that we have made while in government on this matter. Labor legends like Jim McClelland, Tom Uren, Gareth Evans and Peter Garrett have strongly supported nuclear disarmament. And as former Labor Minister and Whitlam and Hawke governments, Tom Uren believed that the use of nuclear weapons was a crime against humanity. Tom passed away in 2015, but his legacy as a peacemaker lives on through the Tom Uren Memorial Fund, a group that honours the life and work of this champion of the anti-nuclear movements. And that fund plays an important role in supporting the important work of ICAN here in Australia to raise public awareness and build support for disarmament. ICAN's award for its contribution to the goal of world peace shows that even small groups with right motivations can make enormous differences. I had the opportunity to watch ICAN making its big difference last year when I had a chance to attend and participate in the United Nations General Assembly in New York. It was exceptional to see their work contribute to the UNGA adoption of a landmark resolution to convene a conference for the negotiation of a legally binding instrument to prohibit nuclear weapons, leading towards their total elimination. And clearly, this is the most significant multilateral development on nuclear disarmament since the Non-Proliferation Treaty in 1968. And yet, the nuclear powers and the Turnbull government refused to attend the conference that led to the ban treaty, labelling it as ineffective and unrealistic. I believe this backward step denies the reality of the treaty's normative impact. This treaty's aim is to delegitimise nuclear weapons, like the Landmines Ban Treaty and the Chemical Weapons Convention before it. And yet, Australia has played, historically, supported a policy of global proactive disarmament. In 1995, Paul Keating and Gareth Evans established the Canberra Commission on the Elimination of Nuclear Weapons. The Canberra Commission's report, as Gareth has written in his new book, Incorrigible Optimists, was the first ever commissioned by a sovereign state squarely to address the common assumption that because nuclear weapons exist and cannot be uninvented, the world continues to need them to deter their use. His basic argument, he wrote, of the Commission's report was stated in 3 simple propositions. So long as any state has nuclear weapons, others will want them. So long as any state retains nuclear weapons, they are bound one day to be used. And any such use would be catastrophic for life on the planet. Now, Australia does not possess nuclear weapons, nor do we benefit from their existence and potential use. Yet our government refuses to join the movement to outlaw them. As Gareth Evans notes, all the world's hate a hypocrite. And so long as the nuclear weapons states and those which, like Australia, shelter under their umbrella, continue to insist that their security concerns justify retaining a nuclear option, that is exactly how the weapon states will continue to be regarded. That is, as hypocrites. I have stressed time and again my disbelief that other types of weapons, including chemical and biological weapons, are prohibited under global conventions, ones that Australia has signed up to. But the use of the most destructive weapons of all are not prohibited. So whilst at the UN, I came to the view that it is through the negotiation of resolutions and treaties like the Ban Treaty that we are best able to pursue our own interests and maintain peace in the region. I've been inspired by watching the developments towards the completion of this objective, championing by countries like Mexico and Austria, and indeed by civil society, that is, ICAN. As Professor Ramesh Thakur has noted, the constant refrain of the nuclear powers that the nuclear genie cannot be put back in the bottle can now be turned against them, for neither can the Ban Treaty. And when Tommy Wren witnessed the US atomic bombings of Nagasaki, he said, "I will never forget, as long as I live, the colour of the sky on the day the Americans dropped the atomic bomb on that city." Nuclear war, as we know, means the end of everything. It is groups and individuals like ICAN that contribute so much to prevent that outcome. But there is only so much you can do without the support of your government. And so it's imperative that the government join with ICAN and others, placing the well-being of Australians at the front of their agenda and acknowledging that the continued existence and threatened use of nuclear weapons is a danger to humanity that can and must be eradicated. Thank you to ICAN and congratulations on this well-deserved Nobel Peace Prize. Let's continue the work of ICAN so that we can indeed celebrate one day the end of nuclear weapons.